meet the goals that you may have.
Good morning. You're watching the F&O Show on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Navneet Saluja D'Souza.
Good morning, Navneet. I'm Agam Vakil. The top headlines. Indian markets trade higher for the fourth straight day, with the Nifty trades above the 10,750 mark. India Wix gains marginally. And open interest in Federal Bank surges by more than 20% as traders take fresh positions in its futures. And Eicher Motors is the top gainer on the Nifty despite reporting weak fourth quarter. However, management remains positive on the demand outlook. And Titan, Asian Paints and Z Entertainment are the three other Nifty companies coming out with their earnings today. Walmart says it's ready for the cash burn at Flipkart, says profitability can be achieved only in a few years from now.
All right, those are the top headlines at this hour, but let's also tell you what sort of cues we are getting from the futures and options market. Well, the markets have opened in the positive territory in today's session. If you look at both Nifty as well as Bank Nifty right now are sitting with some bit of gains. Nifty up 21 points, but the premium has come down from yesterday's closing premium of somewhere about 27 points. So once again, it remains to be seen whether there is some profit taking which would come by around these elevated levels of 10,760. Pull up Bank Nifty, that's going to be the one in focus in today's trading session. Today is Thursday, so the weekly options contract, they expire, and the Bank Nifty futures actually continue to trade at a discount. Let's see where the expiry comes about. But talking about the broader markets as well, the Nifty IT is your top sectorial gainer in today's trading session. They've bounced back. Remember, the mid-cap ID pack bounced back in yesterday's trade. So Nifty IT trading with gains of 0.6%. Let me take you through some active option strike in today's trade. If you look at the Nifty strikes, 10,700 put, that's the one which continues to add some open interest in today's trade as well. Yesterday also we saw some open interest addition coming in for the 10,706 and the 10,500 strike. So watch out for this one. And maximum OI concentration, it is still at the 10,500 put and the 11,000 call. That's a very wide range that we're watching out for the Maceries. Let's look at the Bank Nifty options which are going to be in focus today. As I mentioned, the futures continue to trade at a discount, but if you look at the maximum OI concentration for this week's expiry, it is at the 26,400 call and the 26,000 put. So probably that's the range to watch out in today's session. If you look at the most active strikes on the put side, it is 26,000 and the 26,100, and the active call strikes for Bank Nifty currently are 26,300 and 26,400. Maybe the range could be between 200 points on either side in today's session. So watch out for that one. In terms of what the institutions are doing, for a change yesterday, we did see FIs building up some bit of long position on both the index futures as well as contracts on the bullish side were added for call long as well as put short. Agam.
Well, I'm tracking two stocks for now. Let's talk about Federal Bank because that's taking quite a knock in today's day of trade. This is, of course, largely on account of earnings, which is why we've seen a near 27% increase in open interest, even as the underlying is down by as much as nearly 10%. And Max Financial gaining up as much as 2%. Longs building up. This is on the back of news that there may be some private equity players interested in picking up stake in Max Financial. Oriental Bank of Commerce looking at fresh shorts, and it's the same for Arvind. Even though the underlying is down by only 0.7%, there is a surge of 8% in open interest. And Escorts, well, that's seen a little bit more shorts coming in as well. 7.3% increase in open interest. Are we looking at too much unwinding? Not necessarily. PC Jeweler, of course, which went back into the ban yesterday, is looking at 2.5% decline in open interest, even as the underlying is down by as much as 2.2%. And well, other than that, not too much to speak for when it comes to Kajaria Ceramics, NHPC, JP Associates, or HCL Technologies for that matter. Very little change in OI or, for that matter, underlying. And with that, I'd keep an eye on Federal Bank as well as Max Financial today, Navneet.
Okay, so watch out for a couple of the stock futures which are buzzing as of now, and we'll get some views going from our experts as well. But before we get our guest in the show, here's a reminder for you all. If you have any queries in the futures and options market, please call us now on 022-4540-4141. You can also write to us on Twitter, Facebook, and for the ones who are watching our show on YouTube, you can write your queries on that platform. Also, just don't forget to put that AskBQ hashtag. All right, let's welcome our F&O experts for the day then. Gaurav Bissa of LKP Securities and Mr. K. Subramanyam of Altamount Capital are right here with us. Good morning to both of you gentlemen. Gaurav, let me come to you first. Bank Nifty has been outperforming Nifty at least for the month of May so far. Today is the weekly options expiry as well. What sort of range are you monitoring for Bank Nifty? And also tell us, do you see resistance for Nifty at the current levels?
Good morning. Bank Nifty has been outperformer. The trend is still quite strong. Having said that, we already seen too much of an upside, about 4 points in last two trading sessions. So some sort of consolidation cannot be ruled out. 26,140, 150 is the crucial support level for the Bank Nifty on the immediate basis. If these levels are held, then it can head towards the level of 26,350. That would be for next few trading sessions. So, but these would be the overall range for Bank Nifty. For Nifty, it has already seen a good breakout. 10,700 is a very strong support level. Anything towards 10,730, 735 can be bought. Stop loss of 10,690 on the upside. 10,850 is what we are looking at.
All right, Mr. Subramanyam, good morning. What about you? How are you viewing trade on the benchmark indices? Are you expecting consolidation?
Well, I think I would be a bit cautious on the markets currently because the resistance was very much there close to the levels of, I think, 10,700, 750 thereabouts. So that is a bearish zone, and anything beyond that, I think we could be looking to some sort of profiting zone. So I would probably resort to some sort of selling of a strangle. That's basically a neutral strategy. When we go in with selling of a 11,000 strike call and a 10,400 strike put. Let's not forget, May series is pretty long and volatility is likely to rise. So we have a big event in terms of Karnataka election. So we are going to see a lot of action. So I would be putting a bit cautious, and I think selling of this triangle might be a better strategy. Sell of 11,000 strike call and then 10,400 strike put. So that influence pretty decent, almost 85 bips. So keeping a stop loss of 100 and one could keep a stop loss of 20. So I think market could be, I've got a very wide range, and the market should be very much in the range. Even these do so see some spike in volatility. I think these levels should very much be defended on upside and the downside.
Okay, so Mr. Subramanyam is suggesting a strangle on Nifty today. He suggested to sell the 11,000 call and the 10,400 put with the target price of 20, stop loss of 100. I think he's got some more short strangle strategies going for a couple of the stocks as well. So before we discuss that, let's see what that exactly means. A short strangle is when one sells an out of the money call and an out of the money puts in anticipation of decrease in volatility. Well, the strategy becomes profitable when volatility decreases, followed by contraction in option premium. Mr. Subramanyam, you've given us your short strangle on Nifty, but you also have the same strategy for a couple of stocks. If you could take us through that.
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, the market is getting into some sort of overbought territory, and we could see some profiting coming about. So keeping that in mind, recommending selling of strangle in a couple of stocks. First one is the Altamount, where one could sell the 330 strike put and a 350 strike call. So the net inflow comes to about 15. And keeping a target of 8, and maybe one could keep a stop loss of 18. And India, which has been very much in action and has been hugely volatile. And because of that, the premiums are pretty rich. So that's what attracted me to this strategy. So one could select 230 strike put and also select 260 strike call. So in fact, the net inflows are very rich, 7 bips. So keeping a target of 2, and one could keep a stop loss of 9.
All right, Gaurav, how about you? How are you playing options right now on the Nifty Bank?
Well, I have also advised a strangle for that matter on Bank Nifty, but it would be a buy. For the reason, as I said, that one, you are getting options will be cheap, and the second thing is that there's going to be some incremental volatility today. We have already seen too much of an upside in Bank Nifty, so I would recommend buying a 26,300 call option and 26,200 put option of today's weekly expiry. It's trading around 30. If you get it around 30 to 25, one can have a stop loss of 10 rupee on the upside. I think 60-65 is what we are looking at it.
Okay, so those are a couple of the options strategies going from our technical experts, but let's also get you some stock future strategies if they have any for today's session. Mr. K. Subramanyam, anything on the stock future side that you would want to share with us?
Nothing at the moment, but I would be looking more to booking profits in some of the steel stocks. So I think likes of Jindal Steel Power, JSW Steel. I think these are all stocks where we could see some sort of unwinding coming about in the near term.
Okay, so he's suggesting JSPL. Remember, the numbers came out. Though the operating performance was good, there is some bit of profit taking which is coming in JSPL in today's trade. Gaurav, what about you in terms of stock futures? What are you recommending in trade?
The first recommendation will be buy on steel tech futures. We have seen good amount of correction, a lot of short positions we've seen getting built. It's now trading in the support levels of 9, 10, 9, 15, and there has been an exhaustion in the short side. It's more of preemptive trade. If there will be some amount of long portion that can be seen in next day or two, we can see a strong up from the current levels. Immediate targets 960, stop loss of 918. Secondly, buy on Chennai Petroleum has come out very strong. 300 was a strong resistance, trading above those levels on the verge of a good breakout on daily charts as well. Stop loss of 307.5, 308. On the upside, targets of 317 can be seen.
Okay, with that, let's start taking queries from our viewers. The first one I'd like to address is from Nikhil Raja, and his question is on PTC futures today, which he's bought at 98.7. He wants to know if he should hold or exit. Let's take a look at those PTC futures right now and see where they're trading at currently. It's currently trading at 97, slightly below Nikhil Raja's entry price. Very little change in open interest, and I reckon not an extremely volatile or rather an extremely liquid counter either. I'm going to take this query up with Mr. Subramanyam. What is your view here, and what would you advise Nikhil Raja should do with his position?
Well, given the mood of the market and the fact that BTC has some pretty strong resistance close to levels of 98 to 100, so in terms of the risk reward, unless there is some dramatic change in sentiment in the counter, which has actually been underperforming, so I would probably be cautious. Ask him to probably exit the counter, even though the going is good. So I think whether he could do it immediately or maybe keep a very, very strict stop loss of around 96. So, but my advice would be to exit the counter.
Okay, that's the view coming in on PTC India. Remember, this stock has been quite active this week. Today, we've seen some bit of profit taking, but I remember in the last few sessions, we've seen some gains of between closer to 5 to 6% on two of the trading sessions. Let's move on and take some more queries. I think we've got a live caller called Pramod online with us. Hi, Pramod. Good morning. Thanks a lot for calling us. Tell us, what do you want to know from our experts?
Hello.
Pramod, we can hear you. Go ahead and tell us your query.
Ma'am, I just want to ask about ICICI Bank.
Okay.
I have purchased a put option of 280 strike price at 2.95. What should I do about it?
Okay, I think the current premium on ICICI Bank 280, you've bought the 280 put strike, right, Pramod?
Yes, yes.
Okay, the premium has slipped a bit, I guess, from your buy price of 2.9. It's currently at 2.2, and also the underlying is trading above that mark. Gaurav, if I could come to you, what do you suggest him to do, considering post the numbers we've seen some uptick coming in for ICICI Bank? Do you think he should cover his position right away, or he can wait it out?
I think he should cover his portion right away, for the reason that yes, there can be a fall of 3, 4 rupees, 5 rupees in ICICI Bank, but then again it would be not too significant. The put option would still remain the same, and it's seen a good breakout about 300. We saw a lot of padding was seen in 300 call option mark. It gave a breakout of those levels. It's now again trading near the immediate breakout levels of 310, 312. If these are to help, it can head towards 322, 324 in next few trading sessions. I would recommend one should exit put options in ICICI Bank.
Okay, that's what you can do, Pramod. You should exit your position right now in ICICI Bank. If you do so, you will not incur a substantial loss, and you, of course, do remember that the time decay is against the position that you have taken right now. That said, we move across to the next one, and this one is on Facebook by another one of our regulars, Shiv SB. His question is on Jubilant Foodworks, the call option that he has bought is the 2,701 and paid a premium of 55. His question is, should he hold till expiry? Mr. Subramanyam, what would you recommend Shivu should do with his position on the Jubilant FoodWorks 2,700 call for which he has paid a premium of 55?
I think it's a pretty premium he has paid, and of course, post the results, we have seen the stock actually seeing some profit taking, and odds are high that it will remain in some sort of a range, some sort of cooling, and though the momentum seems to be strong, 2,700 seems to be, even if we go even near that, that time take, as you mentioned, could be a return for the holder of the position. So I would advise him to exit the position and stay on the sidelines.
Okay, I actually do have a question to my experts, and at the risk of oversimplifying and overgeneralizing, I have been reading about the fact that it is, well, a less desirable way to buy put or call options after the event on that particular security has already transpired. There's a likelihood that there's a less likelihood that you can make a profit on such positions when you buy or go long on options. Gaurav, if I can come to you on a probability basis, is that correct? Would you rather buy a call or a put option before a certain event in comparison to after the event has already passed by?
There are two ways to look at it. Once the event is about to be happening, the IVs tend to be quite high. So if you are just buying a day or two before the event is to unfold, I think that would not be a correct strategy, because you are buying at high IVs. Once the event happens, the IVs tend to erode quite fast, and that can work against your favor. Even if the direction that you were anticipating that happens, even after that you might not make good amount of money. You may still make losses. So buying 1 or 2 days before event might not be a good strategy. But yes, if you are buying 4 or 5 days back, I think that is something that you can look at. So if you have an event in the next 4 to 5 trading sessions, I think buying a call up based on your view on that event, that would be a good strategy, but not a day or two before the event happens.
Okay, let's take some more queries. Pratik Rao writes to us on YouTube. Thanks a lot, Pratik, for writing to us. I think he has a query on Tata Elxsi. If I'm not mistaken, have we taken Arvind query or not?
No, we have
okay,
not
we
yet.
haven't. So he has 2 queries. I'm going to address both of them. He's got Arvind May 460 call strike, for which he's paid a premium of almost 7 rupees. Let's address that one first. The current premium on Arvind's 460 call strike is somewhere about 6.35, and the current price is 437. Mr. Subramanyam, out of the money call strike, purchased at 7, currently premium is scoring at 5.8. What would you advise him to do?
Well, again, he has bought at a pretty elevated level, and 460 are levels where, we have seen some very sharp correction coming over in the past. The momentum seems to be strong, but again, as an option trader, he has got to bear with the time value attribution. So I would advise him to erode, because in the eventuality of a market going into some sort of correction, this premium is switching faster, and then it will be painful afraid of holding on to it. I would advise him to exit the counter.
Okay, I think his second query is on Tata Elxsi 1240 call strike. He's asking, at what price should I consider exiting this position? Pratik, you've not given me the buy price, but still I'm going to take this query to Gaurav. Gaurav, if somebody's already got the 1240 call strike of Tata Elxsi, what should they do?
It has seen a good momentum, and it depends at what price is entered into. But if it sustains 1200 mark or 1195, 1200 mark, there is a possibility we may see a bounce back happening towards 1225. I would recommend to hold on to the position, and in the next 2 or 3 trading session, I think we can see some more upside coming in. The entire IT space is buzzing quite strong. Tata Elxsi, for one matter, is looking on the verge of a small breakout. So 1225 is what we are looking at it. You can hold on to the positions.
Okay, well, our next query is also on YouTube, and it's from Red Bear, and his question is, has the Nifty Bank futures open interest ever been this high at around 34 lakh shares according to the time that he sent? And the question is that what can we infer from it? Well, if I can toss this over to Mr. Subramanyam, if you can answer Red Bear's query. His query is on whether or not the Nifty Bank open interest has ever been so high, and if at all we can figure or infer anything from it.
Well, I'm not not very sure about whether it is the highest open interest ever seen, but in terms of a resistance level, let me tell you that 26,300 or 400 would be very strict resistance levels. And I would advise, but I think this could also be some sort of short term. So I would advise some sort of profiting coming about at those levels. So one has to be cautious at higher levels, and odds are high that we could either fall into a range or we slip into some sort of correction.
Okay, that's on Nifty Bank. Kiran on YouTube is asking, he's got PC Jewelers shares, 600 shares, which he's bought at 215. I'm presuming he's got in the cash segment. He wants to know what to do with it. Remember, that's in the ban period today, and also there's a board meeting lined up to consider the buyback. So you can expect some bit of volatility to come by for PC Jewelers. But Gaurav, he's purchased at 215. The current price is hovering around those levels. Do you think it'll be wise enough to exit from a stock which has been so volatile in the recent past?
I would recommend to exit for the only reason that there's a lot of volatility that surrounds the name, and as you mentioned, there is going to be a board meeting as well. I don't see too much of a momentum sort of coming in, and as such, in such names, momentum does not play a picture. You see stock moving up 10-15% a day, the next day it can fall under 10-15%. So I would say, as long as it's not showing any sign of stability, exiting the stock would make sense.
Okay, moving across to Asian Paints then. Let's take a look at where the futures are trading, because our next query is pertaining to Asian Paints. We have seen some amount of traction over the past week or so. Of course, this is in the run-up to the earnings that the company is going to announce today. Today it's down as much as 0.4%, and there has been a little bit of an increase in open interest, up 3.7%. It's trading at a 2-point discount at around 1215. That's his May futures. Our query is from Money Monster, and well, he says that he is holding one lot of the 1260 call, and he's paid a premium of 16. Now let's take a look at this particular call option and see where the premium is at. It's at around 14.9, a little over a point below well, Money Monster's entry point. Mr. Subramanyam, what would you recommend Money Monster could do with his position, his or her position?
Well, at the time of my announcement of any major results, it is always advisable unless he has some strong information in terms of the result flow or something like that. But yeah, the momentum is pretty strong. But I would also advise him to buy at 1200 strike put. That's quoting from 24. The eventuality of any wild swing. Probably he could benefit from that. But yes, I think momentum seems to be strong in this counter. Keep a strict stop loss of maybe very difficult actually to keep a stop loss, because normally the stock tends to be very volatile at the time of announcement of results. So though the momentum seems to be strong, I would probably advise him to play a triangle strategy rather than taking a naked call position.
Okay, Asian Paints, that counter is going to be in focus as the earnings come out today. Just going to squeeze in one more query. One of our viewer has a TCS call of strike 3600, which he's purchased at a premium of 42 rupees. He wants to know what to do. It is an out of the money call strike. I guess TCS currently is trading somewhere about 34.81, and the premium has fallen from his buy level of 42 to 36.7. Gaurav, should he hold on to his position because he's making some losses here? He should just exit, or if you recommend him to hold on, what should be the stop loss?
I think exiting it would make sense. It's already seen it's one of the better performers, but now we are seeing good amount of suggestions happening at 3500, 3510 zone. So as long as trading below these levels, there's a possibility it may slip towards level of 3440, 3450, and also the consolidation might also increase. The time will be against you. The momentum is not in favor right now, so exiting the option would make sense.
All right, and with that, let's take a query from on YouTube from Chetan, and his question is on Aurobindo Pharma call of 640 that he's bought for 14. Let's take a look at this particular option. If we can pull up this one and see where the premium is currently at. Well, as far as Aurobindo Pharma is concerned, we have seen some amount of traction owing to, well, the pharma sector in general. and it's currently trading a premium of 10.6. Can we also take a look at where the futures are currently trading at for Aurobindo Pharma to get an idea about where its underlying is at 608? That's where its underlying is. So it's a reasonably few points away from the strike price. Well, Mr. Subramanyam, if I can take this one up with you, what's your view on this particular option? Chetan has bought the 640 call of Aurobindo Pharma, and he's currently facing a loss.
Well, as far as the open interest position is concerned, 640 strike call has probably the maximum open interest position. So, but we are seeing some very modest unwinding today, and of course, I'm not very sure the results are out. So I would, since he has paid a nominal premium of 10 rupees, maybe he could hold on. But as soon as the results gets announced, I think you would probably get a move on either side. Keep a strict stop loss of maybe 4 or 5 and prime exit. Current juncture, probably he could ride his luck.
Okay, that's the view on Aurobindo Pharma. Thanks a lot to all our viewers for writing in their queries to us. Let's take a chart check once again from our technical experts and see if they are spotting anything interesting right now on the charts. Gaurav, if I could come to you, anything interesting that's popping up on your screen that you would like to share with us?
One name that is looking a tad bit interesting is BPCL. It's already seen a correction happening, and 385 is a very strong support position. It's trading above those levels. One can have a stop loss of 381.5, 382 on the upside. 392 can be seen on intraday basis.
Mr. Subramanyam, how about you? Are you witnessing anything, any unusual movements in some of the counters that you're tracking?
No, I don't think I can have a position to advise any other call or future sale. I think currently market is looking some sort of profit taking, so long positions could be unknown. That would be a general statement.
All right. We leave it at that. Thanks, Mr. Subramanyam and Gaurav, for joining us and giving us your views on the markets as well as solving some of our queries. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O Show. But don't go anywhere. Lots more lined up. Stay tuned in the Bloomberg Quint. We'll keep bringing you more. On the other side, we have Portfolio, a new Bloomberg Quint offering. So do stay tuned in.